Welcome to Totalitarian Tuesday. What was the title?
Tantric Tyranny, baby.
That's it, and we are here. We are here.
Some progressive shit that just takes forever.
In the right place. Did you see that the building behind me here is on fire upstairs now? Livingston man always making things happen. Speaking of making things happen, Livingston man, can you roll that beautiful bean footage? And welcome back to Totalitarian Tuesday. The chat is lit. I see all you folks out there already. My Mother Spark, Uncle Charlie, Vision Preparedness, my man Marco, Johnny Preps, the Virginia Bushcrafter, Prepping Mantis, Travis, holy cow. Everybody's here tonight. Patty S., thank you so much. The audio coming through okay for everybody?
Everybody said bye by 5. Can I get your 25s in the chat?
Bear says, I like the scary short video. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. I don't know if you saw it on our channel or NY Prepper actually shared that out for us, which was really, really cool.
You? Hunter, thank you 25. For saying hi to him. I was I swear to God, I was gonna say something. I'm like, you ain't gonna mention Hunter, huh?
Hey.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry. The chat was flying by. I was trying to pick out names as they go.
He's mad at me.
Old Mutts kids are in the house. There's a whole lot of Old Mutts kids here. Prepared Irishman, what's happening, my friend? How are you? So today, I don't know if you guys caught my short, but I put this live stream out to the viewers. And I wanted ideas from you guys about what to talk about tonight. So some of you have steered the live stream tonight, and I think this is something fun we can do from time to time. Let folks actually take the helm, and what they want to hear about is what we're going to talk about. So we're going to dabble in some of those things, and if you guys throw up some great ideas in the chat tonight, we'll jump on those too, man. We'll dive right in.
Let's dive right in. What's because you were telling me like what they were saying in the comments, and I was like not paying attention.
Yeah,
particularly I was like
so Hunter has the floor tonight. Okay. This is his topic. He says we give him no love yet,
and he's been
here.
On,
we are.
If you follow this fella on Facebook, if you don't even know who he is, he's been on it, and he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong.
No. The Angry Prepper actually did a stream on this a couple of days ago.
It's one of those things where you're kind of like a little bit afraid to speak on. You're like, is this going to get me in trouble? Like,
if it does, sure. So be it.
It used to be like straight up illegal to be talking
some smack. Talk about it because it's happening. It's absolutely happening.
We don't know why it's happening, bro, but we know it ain't that thing you think it is. Know that.
Yeah, people are dying suddenly. Let's just say
it's like a new trend, like hashtag died suddenly. This stuff's out of control, man.
Yeah.
And people in the peak of their, it's not like old folks, like I hate to be like that, but it's what you expect.
It's people of all ages, young, healthy people as well, which is bad.
People in like peak physical condition.
Hunter, you're absolutely right. They're normalizing this. They're trying to make it seem normal that, otherwise healthy people just die suddenly.
All right, well, then let's say that, because, otherwise, like, normalizing death, there's nothing actually more normal than death if you actually think about it, that and taxes.
Yeah, but those are two things that are inevitable for
in this case, I do know what you mean. I know what you mean.
So the latest trend is a lot of people having strokes. A lot of people are having strokes.
Stay trying to not have a stroke. Have you tried just not having a stroke, bro?
Yeah, all the time. Sometimes when I
Seems
hear
to be
people
working.
speak, I
Seems to
just
be
try
working.
not to have a stroke
That's
when
all
I'm
I
listening
do
to
all
it.
day long. I just try not to have a stroke or a heart attack.
Yeah.
It's been
Kagan's
working
Looking
so far.
Glass. Welcome. Hey, tomorrow is Wednesday, so tomorrow could be the day.
But I think that like this topic here that
It's hot. It's hot.
We have towed on the line and like not crossed it once.
Just yet.
But this topic here, it's
Richie Dubs,
what if they bring out?
I agree.
So they bring like what's gonna really be not what are the benefit or the outcome of like we're gonna hold them accountable. What does it even do? Like, remember when they held them accountable for the opioid crisis and they paid $1 billion to I don't know something and
to the government
and nothing
to
happened.
the government.
So
they didn't pay it to you. They didn't pay it to me. They didn't pay it to the families of these people who died from this.
Punishable by fine means legal for the rich.
Essentially, that's kind of the world that we're living in now, guys, and it's pretty shitty. But yeah, they push things on people before everything got properly tested.
We all said it.
And everything was rushed through.
He said now would be a good time to insert ads. Pfizer.
So, yeah,
we all said it, man. No, just didn't trust it. I didn't say don't.
It honestly makes
me. I said not for me. I don't like
me
it.
Personally.
I said not for me. I'm not
ready.
It
makes me worry about all of the friends and family who have this. Obviously, I think maybe, the level of which or the number of series that you have taken could be a big effect on you. If you went and got the full 8-pack, right?
Fully boosted, bro.
If you went and got the full 8-pack.
Fully boosted, bro.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
What if, all right, now I don't know how I got on this, but I got there. So those safe, clean injection sites, right? You think they involuntary vaccinate and boosting them?
They just put it right in the sauce. Put it in the sauce. It's Patty. Everybody had to do what they had to do initially because a lot of us didn't really know. We didn't really know, and as the numbers started to come out, and you could actually see the progression and see the math of the whole thing and how it was going and the percentages. It became a lot less scary for a lot of people, and a lot of people just said, no, I'm not playing the games. I'll risk it, and I will deal with the repercussions of it. And other people had people in their lives that they were worried about that were high risk, so they did what they had to do. Man, it's what are you going to do? You got to do what you got to do.
I don't judge anyone based on their vaccination status. I will absolutely condemn the way it was sold and presented to everyone. And it's in a lot of cases forced upon you with coercion. Or you have a choice in the matter between a rock and a fucking hard place.
And people like Angry towed
never
the line.
Forget what they did.
He towed the line. And he literally sacrificed his dream job.
People had to be
for his morals and his beliefs. So let that be a big lesson to everybody. Stand on your morals, man. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right?
Stand for something or live for nothing.
Well, yeah. It's tough, man. It's really shitty, and they are definitely trying to normalize that term. And just, they're normalizing that this happens. And, ultimately, we will see the numbers.
Statistically, right? I mean, there's a lot.
We will see the numbers, and we will know exactly how many excess deaths there have been. But unfortunately,
they'll call it the disease and not the cure.
Sure. But the good news is, supposedly they're investigating themselves to see if they've done any wrong.
Hunter, I was put to the. It wasn't. I wasn't like. I was asked like they were like suggested like they wanted to know like and I was like, I'm not doing that, so that's on you to.
Yeah, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Do what you gotta do.
But it was left at that, which I got nothing but respect for. But yeah, the question came up at my place of employment, and it was almost unanimous that like we ain't doing that. And we just not.
Andy said that he had a blood clot in his right leg. Was that something shortly after?
Is it related to this conversation that we've done so much to never say a few key words?
Yeah.
You guys are bugging out.
Hunter and I do as well because, the young folks, man,
if they're, especially really these high profile people, you can almost assume that they are indeed of that status and probably all up to date because they made it so you
have to have this to be part of the old world, I guess we'll call it, the way things used to have to be done. But I just didn't buy into it and I didn't want it, and it wasn't my thing, so I stood on my
it's the vaccine right here.
It's camels. Anne-Marie, welcome to Totalitarian Tuesday. So
before we get stuck on this forever, and I appreciate this.
Keep an eye on that word. That word died suddenly.
At this point, I think if you're in here on this channel, in this chat, you have been ignoring and disregarding that pretty much.
They're dropping it in there, man. They're dropping it in there. It's the undertones. It's how they do it with television and advertising and all of these things. And I heard some talk from a couple people about insurance companies not wanting to pay out because apparently they're taking a big hit with all of the excess people passing away who had life insurance.
A lot of money going somewhere, man.
So
going
it's interesting. It's interesting. They call that propaganda, Mike, right? That's it. The propaganda is out there, and the propaganda machine just keeps rolling. Welcome to Totalitarian Tuesday.
Tantric tyranny, like it's just like this session that just
it's got you in the vibe.
It just cannot let
it's got
go
you in the vibe.
Deep inside.
If you guys are here and you're enjoying yourself, if you're having a good time in the conversation tonight, do me a favor. Smash that like button for us. Help us beat back the YouTube algorithmic overlords who hate us. I think I got that rate from Bear Independent. I did steal that from him.
No, we all going down Wednesday.
Yes.
So like you drink more than I do.
Well,
poor guy.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. It helps the channel, I guess. So they say we had to, we didn't have to, but we did agree to the new YouTube terms of service that have come out. I had to continue the monetization of the channel.
That's why I have to say things like the Livingston Man's views are not necessarily those of Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival and do not always ingratiate themselves to the beliefs of said channel.
There you have it. Prepper 101, what's happening, my brother? How are you? Greenleaf. No, I think that ship has sailed, my friend. Which one of you is the Russian bot again? It's him.
In case you're here.
The YouTube gremlin says Peaceful Monkey. Are they after us already?
Whoever said that, thanks for reminding us to actually have all these cool graphics I show you guys from time to time.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
We even got, did we even show them tonight?
Oh, Totalitarian
Tuesday.
Ooh, all made by the Russian bot himself. He does a fantastic job, I think. So, Livingston Man, where shall we steer this stream next? I'm going to go right to the drawing board here because there was some great...
Reinventing the wheel. We're going to make a better mousetrap, you guys. Here it comes.
Well, no, I'm not making a better mousetrap. I am going... Patty S. Patty S. commented on the short and said that she wants to talk about the Prepper's Pantry, right? See, my mother's spark. Food. You're on it. You're on it. The Prepper's Pantry, how to decide what's the most cost-effective to keep stocked up on. And on the same topic in regards to growing your own food, she's planting a garden in the spring and wants to know in upstate New York, what's the best foods to grow and the best way to store them. Patty S., thank you so much for the topic. Hats off to you. I got to say, I've been doing
my entire garden burned to death because it was a desert here last year.
Yes. I had the same problem. So that led me to rain barrels.
You can grow your own spam, and there's a whole video about it.
I will be putting in some rain barrels and doing some rainwater catchment from the roof.
You need the shade garden. You got like what you would usually think of as a shade garden. You need that just standard now. It's gonna come out.
Yeah, try and keep it alive, keep everything wet. That was my biggest problem last year, was I wasn't willing to sacrifice the water that was in the well during the drought for the garden, and I had to sacrifice the garden.
It was so hot and dry in our particular little area this year. It was terrible. Like, it was to the point like we were like old people sitting on the porch like, we need the rain. Like,
Yeah. Every time that, it got cloudy and it would look like it was going to rain and nothing. But Patty wants to know, what do you guys think are the most cost-effective foods to stock up on now? My honest opinion is pastas, dried goods, man.
Your classic non-perishables, right?
Yes, and keep an eye on the boxes, because shrinkflation has finally come to pasta. Good God help us. But the boxes
Get you a vacuum sealer and double up on your canning.
In most cases, they're scamming like 2 ounces, maybe 4 ounces out of the box of pasta. So you used to get a pound, 16 ounces.
Now it's 12. The 12 ounces.
Yeah, they're 12 or 14. Check them out. And if that's the case,
they hit you with insulting math.
Get the spaghetti.
You get the 1 pound box. They're like 13% more than a 12-ounce box. You're like, yeah, it sure is. Thank you for that fucking math lesson.
Little math lesson. But yeah, pasta is still relatively affordable. The prices really haven't gone up on it a whole lot yet, unless you're buying the good stuff like Hunter, right? He's buying the good pasta.
Oh, yeah, he's snobby, and plus I bet you he's a big like sausage guy. He likes his sausage a lot.
Yeah.
So big sausage doing curls. Yeah.
Pasta is the way to go. Rice, when you can get it. You want to get yourself some Mylar bags, some oxygen absorbers.
What's with the Mylar bag?
So the Mylar bag
keeps the light out.
It keeps the light out. It keeps everything out. And Mylar is food safe. And then you can usually, in most cases, I've seen Catskill NY Prepper. She uses a flat iron and seals the top with a flat iron with the oxygen absorber in there. And it will suck all of the oxygen out and turn it into like those bricks of coffee you used to see in the store, the 1 pound bricks, right? Yeah. So it's going to suck it out and
so it's got the strength too. It's not going to burst. It's
correct. Yeah. Big, thick, heavy duty bags.
So I'm
a vacuum sealer.
I've been in this little game or whatever for however long and whatever, but I'm always willing to be like, some of these things I've never approached, you never did stuff like that. I'm like, what is this? What's everybody's problem? Why we need to do some Mylar bag thing? Like, what?
Yeah, no, they work. They work. And
I ask these questions in all honesty.
Yeah, they work long term. And
they're vacuum sealable, or at least
you don't really have to, with the oxygen absorbers, you don't have to vacuum seal. The oxygen absorber will do that for you.
So it vacuums
and my mother's Spark has a video about how many oxygen absorbers. I believe it was my mother's Spark that has the video about how many oxygen absorbers you should put in per size of the bag. You put too many in, you're going to overdo it. Too many is relative, but not enough is the problem. So you want to make sure you have enough of those things in there. You can still get them relatively cheap. Amazon.
What is it? How does it work? Oxygen absorber?
It just sucks the air out of
what
the
does
package.
It convert it to? How could that possibly work? What is
oxygen
it?
absorber is magic.
I don't want to take the shot, but I'll put that shit in my food.
Not from you, but great idea. There you go, my mother's Spark. Do it. Make it so. Yeah, whole corn. Let's see. Patty S says she's been buying whole coffee beans. Those are great to anything you can store, man. Anything you can store. Andy says instant coffee. Instant coffee is a good one. Utica Coffee Company
they send
makes
instructions with them things. Sounds dangerous. What if you were in like a bunker and you just bust open this bag that's got an oxygen absorber and it like found dead from like oxygen absorber? I don't know.
You take them out before you eat.
Do what with them?
Bearded Observer says 6 to 8 mil Mylar bags. So there you go. They're super thick. 6 to 8 mil. That's serious.
I figure if we're talking about food, then what you should like look at both fondly but also objectively is your actual preference in food. Like, what do you like?
Yeah, exactly. That I always come back to that adage: prep what you eat and eat what you prep. If you're not a rice and beans guy, Why the fuck are you storing rice and beans?
You eat them, you try it yet, you do stuff with that.
I mean, you got to soak them overnight. There's a lot of work to do to get them going.
Print out the recipes, put it in the can with the dried stuff so you know what to do with it.
Richie Dubs, 5-gallon buckets are fantastic for dry foods, especially shorter term storage. If you are going to be rotating stuff and constantly replenishing your stock and pulling from that, I have the mini grocery store, right? And we go to the mini grocery store before we go to the grocery store so we can see what we're at.
It's iron oxide, so it's it's a hand warmer?
Essentially, yeah. Essentially. Yep.
All right, and you end up with a bag of rust at the end of it. Okay. But it doesn't come out the same way. Oh, interesting. Okay.
So the 5-gallon buckets, right?
Thank you for that, because I had to know.
Gamma seal lids, fantastic. Great investment, man. To be able to screw on the top and screw off the top, get into those things, get out of those things. See, Old Mutt. There it is. Old Mutt Kid Knowledge. Can you put that in the chat? That is the hashtag of the year, guys. This is it. There it is. Old Mutt's Kids. Storing glass or tin. That's great, Michelle the Great. Glass jars, absolutely. If you can can anything.
Pick one. Jarring it or canning it?
Oh, we're going to jar it.
That's it.
And canning jars.
In 2020, folks, in 2023, we're using the right words for stuff.
Call it jarring. We're going to jar it
Jarring. It's in a jar, right? Hey, can you pass me one of those jars you canned? Excuse me. Why do we cook bacon but bake cookies? Gotta use the right word for stuff.
I actually bake my bacon.
It comes out better.
Yeah, I like it in the oven.
But what got me on this philosophy was when people keep using the word literally everything, literally.
Okay.
That means it's written.
Okay.
And what people most generally mean is actually, and not literally. It's not like it was written somewhere. It's like, no, you actually got drunk and fell down the stairs, bro. You didn't literally do that. You actually physically did that. So
actually and physically?
Seem physically like it happened.
Okay.
Like,
so instead of literally, we'll use actually. Yeah, and physically. It's
a battle of my own because I got stuck on the literally thing. It's like, oh, I literally hate life. No, I actually hate every day of my life. You know what I mean? It's like one of them things. Like, oh, literally me, bro. Man. No, actually me, bro.
Can butter. I mean, jar it. Better smack him like the record player. Livingston Man's on repeat. Right?
I get phantom Russian signals from the woodpeckers sometimes.
The Russian woodpecker. Jason Chrisman, what's happening, my brother? Yeah, store what you can. And, you know,
no.
Patty has canning jars, and she is practicing, which is fantastic. Always want to know the right way to do it, guys. Always want to know. Always want to know.
Quick talk. I would love to actually, kind of see about this whole thing here. So, apparently, according to the New York Post, Jane.
Well, there's a lot of different sources that are running this information right now. This is somehow became a talking point. I'm not quite sure how, but this is a new talking point. And I think we're going to find, as we go into the future here, that this very thing is in everything. It's in everything. It's in all of our water. It's in everything. Everything. Keystone Preparedness. Welcome, 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 my friend.
Okay, guys, eating just one portion of freshwater fish may expose you to toxic chemicals.
Yep.
Potential.
It's PFAS is the chemical they're talking about. It's one of those forever chemicals.
These for hashtag forever.
Forever chemicals, right? But they found that when you are consuming one portion of freshwater fish in the U.S. a month, that it's the equivalent to drinking contaminated water for a whole month. Just one portion of fish give you enough of these chemicals that it's the same as drinking the contaminated water.
They're related to stuff that's found in nonstick cookware and food packaging.
Yes, and this is one of those chemicals that was really big in like Scotchgard.
This is like PCBs all over again, sort of thing.
See, Hunter says he can tell us anything about PFOS and PFOA. Please enlighten us, my friend. These are the forever chemicals that they put in the non-stick
microplastics we all
cookware.
have. Like, remember how Granddad had like lead in his body? It's like, I got
we got
plastic.
Microplastics. Is that the same as PFOA? This is the PFAS is a byproduct of PFOA. I believe if I got that right, Hunter will enlighten us. Hopefully.
Okay, the Nadia Barbo, the project's lead researcher, says that the extent of PFAS has contaminated fish is staggering.
Yeah.
There should be a single health protective fish consumption advisory for freshwater fish across the country.
There you go. So something that you think is good for you.
I never thought fish was good for me. In this regard, I have ate fish probably 10 times.
Mad Mama, I think you are hit the nail right on the head tonight. Be afraid of everything that you consume unless it's something that the government produces for you. So let's loop right back around to that Totalitarian Tuesday attitude. Am I drinking a White Claw, Eric? No, my friend. This is the coconut edition of the Bulls, the red variety of the Bulls. Yeah.
Nobody's mentioned my Blue Moon Belgian White. Y'all stay here. As you drink that piss beer for.
Outlaw has exposed himself to the Hudson River for 6 decades.
Look how he turned out, everybody.
He's just fine. He's just fine.
Fine.
You know, maybe we should kick down the Hudson River lobsters to once a year, though. Just saying.
It's too late for him, dude. He's going out the way he lived.
But yes, this stuff is in like hamburger wrappers from McDonald's, the French fry cups, most fast food things, like paper plates and things like that. Everything is sprayed up. Popcorn, microwave popcorn bags are sprayed with it to stop the grease from coming through. This stuff is in more things.
Even industrial lubricants for the processes that these things are made, which is a lot of things. Like, it's a thing, like, if you actually try to think about, like, go ahead and look for it. I'm sure the video is on YouTube. How do they make saran wrap? How do they make tin foil?
Oh, yeah.
How do they do this stuff? And then realize that, like, what do you think that's, like, been cleaned off or whatever else? You ever buy something?
The gear guy says, does that include the Hudson River lobsters? Yeah, gotta have the Hudson River lobsters.
You ever buy a piece of furniture or something from, like, Amazon? You open it up, you're like, oh, that smells like a factory in China.
Yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff. Or the new, the new shower curtain. You open it up, it smells like the pool toys, right? Yeah. We.
You ever see those blue shark candies?
Yeah.
That's what they smell like. Those are, I think, are just like sort of blueberry flavored shower curtain.
PFOA in candy form.
Yeah, they just put some blue flavor.
They feed it to us like that.
What flavor is that? Blue.
I think I'm glad I don't have a TV. Hey, I couldn't agree more. I don't do a lot of the TV.
If you have a TV, you can watch our live streams in full HD, 30 frames a second. Looks great on your live big screen, too.
That's right.
Chill right in the living room.
And Livingston, man, has been doing all the videos now in 4K.
Our new stuff is going to be in 4K. Stepping up. We said, why not? You guys are going to love it. Everything is coming.
Yeah. Yeah,
at least from us. The rest of the stuff we're covering, you're not going to love. The stuff that but you're going to love it that we're covering it. So yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the one person this whole Declaration of North America nonsense. Now.
Yeah.
Now let me just go. I can't speak on it because I don't even know what that is yet.
That was brought up in the thing. In the short today. Joe DeFazzo wants to talk about the Declaration of North America.
This is like long and boring.
Yes, it is very long and very boring, but
what does it mean, Basil?
Very important.
What does it all mean?
So, Mr. Sparkle Socks from Canada, right? You guys know who Mr. Sparkle Socks is,
Castro's son?
Yeah, we'll call him
Castro's son.
Right? And the president of Mexico. I forget what his name is. It's at the very top. The very, very
His name is Manuel López
Andres Emmanuel Lopez. Obrador.
Yeah, he got mad names, bro.
Yeah, he got lots of them. So they all met up down in Mexico City, and they decided that, the content of the Americas needs to diversify and share equity and be inclusive of all people in the Americas, right?
All right, so they are determined to fortify our region's security, prosperity, sustainability, and inclusiveness through commitments across 6 pillars in order. Number 1, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
There you go. Number 2.
You know what that means. You know what 2 is? Climate change and the environment. You know what that means.
Yep.
3, competitiveness, whatever that means.
That means China is outproducing all of the Americas in everything across the board.
4, migration and development. And you know what that means. 5, health. Cool. Yeah. Thanks for putting that number 5.
Well,
last but not least, of course, is regional security. We don't need it that much. We're willing to sacrifice it, is what I'm hearing already from the first paragraph.
Regional security. Let's see. Who would that fall on?
The United States.
Obviously. For obvious reasons, right?
And our Canadian allies.
So, yeah, everybody's an ally of the U.S. Nobody's busting knuckles quite like us.
Unless they're super bad guys, man. I mean, who wouldn't be an ally of the United States unless you're a super bad guy?
You got to be super bad. Not just a little bad, super bad.
All the way bad.
But this thing sounds to me like it is trying to circumvent certain founding documents, perhaps. I do believe that the
it reads just like
health portion of this is much more broader than we
can go right to it, actually, where they explain themselves.
Trilateral health cooperation will focus on launching an updated North American plan for animal and pandemic influenza.
They made an acronym for it. It's NAPAPI. NAPAPI.
It's NAPAPI. We don't want that. NAPAPI.
This will improve prevention, preparedness, agility, and provide rapid response to health emergencies in North America, which is defined here as Mexico, United States, and Canada.
Correct.
They're going to develop and launch a new revised NAPAPI.
Poppy.
With a bunch of jargon. This is hard to read. This is garbage. This is absolute garbage.
Everything is framed. It's almost as if Janine LaPierre, or whatever her name is, the press secretary, said this herself, because we've heard some real zingers come from her.
What this is like a regional confirmation of principle.
Yeah.
Yes. So you say a bunch of binding stuff is we will continue efforts to build stronger and more resilient health systems that meet the broad range of health needs in our countries. But you don't actually do anything. You just all stand together, take pictures, and say that. Yeah. And it sounds great and looks good. We'll see what really becomes this. Because this is, like I said, this is just like a photo op, sort of a statement for the record.
Exactly.
A sharing of common principle. But government hasn't always known itself to adhere to principle. They talk a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
Never really practice it so much.
No.
But they point to what they said.
Reckless spending. That's the tab word.
I'm on record saying that everyone should be
you gave the kid the credit card with no restrictions, and then he's just out there swiping it. That's what the government's like right now. Got daddy's credit card.
And so as they sit here, at competitiveness is that they want to deepen our regional capacity to attract high quality investment, spur innovation, and strengthen the resilience of our economies, recognizing the benefits brought by the United States/Mexico/Canada agreement.
Karen, I agree with you. The border wall was well on its way to almost being done.
It's kind of like mini globalism, mini European Union type stuff. Now, this is again what America...
Well, not mini. You have to think of it in terms of size comparison. This is huge.
It's kind of only
the European Union is like the size of fucking Texas.
It's only natural that whole land masses would eventually sort of ally themselves with one another for strategic purposes alone. I mean, why not? Why wouldn't, in 50 years, Mexico not want to be well, I don't know, a state of the United States. I don't know. I don't want to sound arrogant and say it would go that way, but the same way the EU is.
Yeah. Yeah. Some random dude says nothing a ladder wouldn't fix. You know, you're absolutely right. It doesn't matter where they build a wall, people are going to find a way around it. Right? Right. I mean, Cuba, I was like, people are leaving Cuba like crazy right now. They're showing up by the boatload, literally on beaches down in Florida and Key West, all these different places, man. There's boats coming all the time.
Minefield cameras, pay-per-view, lottery system. All right. It pays for itself. The ones that make it through.
You're going Hunger Games on it.
I guess if that's what we're doing, I don't run this shit, okay? I'm just saying let's make it like affordable.
Patty S. Puerto Rico doesn't want to be a state. Why would Mexico want that? So the funny thing about Puerto Rico was I remember quite a few years back about hearing their monetary system collapsed in Puerto Rico. And it got me thinking that, man, Puerto Rico runs on US dollars. Right?
Western society runs off of U.S. dollars, and if not U.S. dollars, then U.S. bullets and hardware. All right, U.S. dominates Western
everything. And we're the world's piggy bank anymore. That's all we really.
And the world's gun store. If you maybe didn't notice with this whole conflict in the world, you'll find people we like tend to use our guns.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
People we don't like tend to use Russia's guns, and there's basically two kinds of freedom fighters. One's using U.S. weapons, and one's using Russian or Chinese weapons.
Yeah. I mean, in war, I think I'd rather go with a Russian weapon personally.
The difference is the
made in China, right?
Let's call them the red weapons. The difference is the red weapons were supplied and issued like 50 years ago, like at a time gone by.
Yep.
The U.S. weapons are being sold today out of that evil gun store called the United States Arms Industry.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to go to the store and just buy like anything you want without like them being involved, at least in this state.
Well, you can't. All credit cards, all firearms purchases on credit cards are being tracked and categorized in a certain box.
But known like human rights violators can purchase F-16 fighter jets and Stinger missiles. And
that's
actual weapons of war in their street. As long as the weapons of war are in their streets, that's fine.
Yep.
Not in our streets, though, where all of a sudden this is a weapon of war. If you really want to break it down, I mean, it's a flamethrower, isn't it?
Look at it, throw that flame. Yeah, man, it's.
So this is when they make a declaration and they say one thing. I guess is my point.
Yeah.
It never really adds up. Okay, they made a declaration. It's completely non-binding. No laws are in place here. No legislation is talked about. Just us three dudes stood here and we're like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, bro.
It's rough.
Cool.
Man. It's rough.
Very cool, man.
Just add hairspray.
Exactly.
Marine's daughter. Yeah.
Yep, just put lipstick on his pig and hell, throw some hair gel on it too while we're
ammo and cash. Hey, the cash is king for now while we still have it, right? So that goes to my next point.
I recommend the Belgian White Blue Moon. Okay, this is an unfiltered wheat beer.
And the only reason I'm on the coconut Red Bull is because the winter edition, like winter, seems to have packed its shit up and left.
The winter edition sucked. That fig apple was garbage. Ugh.
I love it.
No, the Arctic berry one they had a couple of years ago, it was white, but it looked like that, but it had a blue text. Ooh, so good. And they were like, hey, you know what? Everybody loved that. Let's never do that again. And let's give him this bullshit instead. He won't take the shot, but he'll drink that shit.
Yeah.
No problem.
Can
I see this real quick?
I'll give you a different one.
Let me ask you one question. What exactly is glycerol ester of wood resin, and why do you drink 4 of
delicious.
it a day? Is that what makes it taste good? The ester of wood resin.
Yeah.
It's not wood resin. It's
the ester of it. Yeah.
But then it's a glycerol. Okay.
The glycerol.
Love me my esters. Yeah. Love ester of wood glycerol.
But if I eat fish, you know.
What's from where'd that one made? They're never made in the United States. Switzerland. The different sizes are made in different countries.
I don't know.
Just go ahead and talk to me.
Where is it made? Where do they even make this? Somewhere for sure.
It's distributed by Red Bull North America in Santa Monica, California. But what's the country of origin? Unstated? Is this true?
Marine's daughter. That's interesting because the SAFE Act actually had some
made Red Bull illegal a long time ago.
Provisions about things like that. There was a lot of things that were in the SAFE Act that were never actually enacted because they didn't have the systems to do it. And the ammo registry was one of them. They wanted you to...
Because the Second Amendment doesn't say anything about ammunition. I called this years ago. I was like, that's how they will whittle the Second Amendment away, is that it doesn't mention ammo. You have all your guns you want. You better save your bullets, bro.
My mother's spark, right now, it's the fish. It's not the essence of wood resin.
Couldn't be that.
It's the fish, right? Mainstream media is going to tell you that if you eat a serving of fish, you're going to die. Don't eat a serving of fish a month.
If it's on a gas stove, bro.
You cooked it on a gas stove, now you got brain damage and all the plastics. And you are just ever closer to becoming a plastic person. Hey, maybe we'll all look like Barbie dolls someday, right?
Like those fashion victims in the movies that get the big puffy lips and they're all weird looking. It's from the vaccine and the fish, bro.
Yeah, they're putting it in the fish. They're putting it in the
I did not have like freshwater fish on Apocalypse Bingo, but I guess maybe I wasn't.
Next, it will be, well, they already pushed the whole get rid of your backyard chickens, right? Get rid of your backyard chickens because of the bird flu. You don't need to be.
That's why eggs are so expensive, you guys. Listen to us. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
The fish gives you wings. Flying fish. Yeah, exactly.
Carlo Adventures and Survival says, well, then I'm dead. Hey, man, I enjoy fish, too, especially Great Lakes fish. I love to go salmon fishing out there. And we eat it. It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
Look at you.
Salmon, steelhead.
Look at you.
All of it. It's
Mike
fantastic.
is like, he's like 25 years old. Look at him. I'm 17.
25 years old.
Freshwater fish every day.
Bitch, please.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Your backyard chickens have finally started laying eggs again. Fantastic, Patty S. Fantastic.
I can brush my hair on just me.
One per month. Yes, Richie, that's exactly what they tell you. If you read the handbooks, it's 1 meal a month for adult males. That's all they want you to eat. If any fish that come out of the Great Lakes because of the mercury content.
You guys can have it all.
It's delicious.
I'd rather fucking die of lead poisoning and not eat that nasty crap.
Come fish the local fish hatchery in Hudson. Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. The hatcheries are really cool. If you've never visited a fish hatchery, really, really cool.
I like fish. Okay, I mean, I had a fish tank. I had this goldfish. He became like this big. Like
one of them
His name was the Gormagon.
The Gormagon goldfish.
And it was a smaller one. We named him the Apprentice. That's the extent of my, like, I don't know, love for fish. I love them about as much as they love me, which is, I have like a 30-second like memory, and I'm not on it like that. I don't like fish. I never did. I will eat 3 men before I eat fish easily.
Kirsty Garner says she's frightened that the Livingston man knows how to sing.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Did you hear that? That was the sound of our monetization leaving the channel.
So when people, oh my goodness, when people hear my playlist, they assume my wife has done this. I'm like, no, that was me. Like Taylor Swift and like
Random JL. What's happening, my friend? How are you? Just got a case of spam today. Johnny Preps, more power to you, brother.
I need your home address and the last 4 digits of your social security.
Prepping artist, welcome. So majority of folks' packages are en route. If you won on the We All Gonna Win Wednesday, everything should be.
Did you get those autograph cans of spam out?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, except for one.
I'm going to present that one personally, I think, if it's for who I think it is.
No, Pilgrim Prepper, you have got to email me, Hudson Valley Prepping Survival @gmail.com.
A lot of people maybe don't know this, but Livingston Man's not my actual name. And I actually had I designed that signature for y'all. You want this.
Yeah. Gotta have it.
You're not eating
Me too.
spam.
Welcome to Totalitarian Tuesday.
I mean, there's two kinds.
Tantric tyranny on the rise.
It takes forever, and like only the other person's getting off on it, and it's like weird progressive, like hipsters do it. And like, that's tyranny. Thing. Listen, the only kind of person that says they're not eating spam is a person that has never eaten spam, and therefore your opinion is disregarded.
Where is my autographed spam cam, says Jason Chrisman. Well, you'll see him soon enough. You guys can take it up together in person.
Like a Fred.
Bring your spam.
Is it Frederick or Freddie?
Freddie.
You find that spicy spam. Bro, I'm telling you.
What's the hashtag out of items to post? Kirsty Gardner, we are going to use the hashtag for the photo contest, the winter photo contest. I had said it was going to be HVPS winter. Nah, we want to use the hashtag Old Mutts Kids. Could you type it in there for
people in the chat?
Man?
All right, but I'm just going to mention people in the chat acting like spam is the vaccine. Like, no, not me. It's not heroin, you guys.
Yeah,
it's fucking
angry is not on the spam thing. And
hashtag
vision preparedness. Thank you so much. It's already there. Almost. Marco's got it. Hashtag Old Mutts Kids. That's right. Because
don't let this chat turn into a spam thing. Let it go, everyone.
If you are in the Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival group, if you come to the events, if you are out doing the things, you more than like it. And if a lot of folks have been watching for a long time, so if you have won a patch or earned a patch at the events, or I have given you a patch, or you have a hoodie or a t-shirt or a bandana or a coffee cup or whatever it is, just snap a photo of it and hashtag Old Mutts Kids so that we can find them all. And we'll enter your photo into the contest for the season. Right?
I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's fitting that the first one is Old
damn
Mutts
phone
Kids.
in your hand all the time.
Because if you've been there, you are in some way touched by the life of Old Mutt. Because he's the one who inspired me to do all this. So there you go. And a little persuasion from some other friends as well.
Dude's a trip, man. You want to talk prepper? He defines the word. He defines the word.
Yeah. And he lives it. So
prep
his
for
advice, his experience, invaluable to anybody. Uncle Tron, new patches coming soon. All of the old ones are gone. The first generation, gone. 100 of them, gone. Given away. I think I have 2 of them, personally. And then the second version of all the Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival patches, there was 200 of those, gone.
They're super cool patches, man. We got them.
Do you have to be in the photo? No, you do not. Just your patch, some scenery, especially for the season.
If you went to the Teespring, somebody, please tell me someone bought the white sandals, the white Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival.
They discontinued them. If you didn't buy the slides, you can't get the slides.
I was going to buy them, but then I was like, I work here. I feel like that should be included.
In your uniform?
Yeah. I'm going to rock them sandals with socks, or with the socks.
He works here, yet his salary is 0.
What are you dissing?
So is mine.
What are you? My mother, he said. No, your mother.
No, he's talking to my mother, Spark.
No, your mother's Spark.
Still read it as Old Mutt Skids.
Am I just too old? Like when I remember when you could just walk up to somebody on the playground and be like, your mother, and that's all you had to say.
Oh, yeah, and you're
fight. It was a fist fight.
You get punched in the face.
About my mama. 3 years later, it was like, your mama's so old.
I got a couple extra patches, 150 each. I know what I got. And the Livingston Man patches are gone as well. All of those.
Those are limited edition. If you got one of those, that's your only one that's
that was small. That was small batch, and if you have one, it's very, very rare. I think it's one out of. I think there was only 50 of those ever made.
I definitely have like 10 of them.
Marco
thinks he's slick, son. I got that good, bro. I got that dank.
Yeah.
I got the dank.
Remember the Yo Mama show? I do, Prepper Mantis. That was hilarious. FSP says, Livingston, you a bot.
It's in the name.
It's there. It's there. Yeah, I hope you guys are having fun tonight. I hope this, it didn't get political. I don't want to get political all the time. It drives people fucking crazy. We're getting smashed in the head with that shit every day.
So much of it already.
From every way. And, it's easy to come to YouTube and grab the doom and gloom. And there's a little bit of doom and gloom, but we try to have fun in the meantime. I've got a few Livingston man patches if you want. Useless to me.
Good thing.
Outlaw.
I'll take them off your hands. How much you want?
That was a good one.
I'll give you
Politics Tuesday. Yay. Yeah,
damn it, right. Johnny Preps. I was going to offer him a dozen eggs.
Hey, dozen eggs. Dozen eggs will do it.
Listen, I know y'all you either love or hate spam, but I actually, I play both sides, so I always come out on top. I also have an nearly equal supply of corned beef. I know there's just two people.
No Goya.
Not the Goya, though.
FSP says, welcome to the North American Union. Yes, we discussed that. We just got done discussing that, FSP. You have to rewind a little bit. You can catch up. But yeah. What else did we have tonight to talk about, Livingston, man? We had a whole bunch of topics to talk about.
He sends me.
I'm going back to the, if you got in.
He sends me, okay, so there was a UFO in the Hudson Valley.
My mother's spark food. Oh, yeah. This was a big one. Fast Eagle actually brought this topic up, which I thought was really cool. And this is something that happened a long, long time ago, back in the
1982.
80s. Back in the 80s. So it started in the early 80s, and it continued through about 89. There were a lot of UFO sightings here in the Hudson Valley.
Hundreds claim to have seen it.
A lot.
A few minutes before midnight, a retired police officer was out in his backyard in Kent, New York, when he observed a group of strange lights to the south. They were colored red, green, and white. At first, the former officer thought they belonged to a jet aircraft in trouble, but as the object passed over his house at a height he estimated to be about 500 feet, he realized it was moving much too slowly for a jet and made too little noise. Just a distant humming sound. As he watched, he decided the lights, which appeared as a V shape, were connected by a dark triangular fuselage.
Yeah. I personally think that most of this stuff that was seen
is your secret military aircraft.
That's the way it's going to go. FSP says drones. Now,
specifically, this has this is a B-2 stealth bomber.
Could totally be.
It's V-shaped. Why they would have it with lights at all is struggling.
Throw people off. They want to throw people off.
But you want them to see it, but they don't know what they saw because
exactly.
Then they can say you're crazy. You just think you've seen a UFO. You're weirdo.
Micro Wolf says UFOs hang around nuclear power plants and missile silos and trailer park. That's a fact. So honestly, I have heard that they do hang around nuclear power plants, and this was brought up because of Indian Point. Indian Point was fully operational back in the day when this happened, and these things were passing over its airspace. So it brings up a lot of points that there was definitely something there. No ifs, ands, or maybes. They just didn't know what it was. And still, to this day, people do not know what they saw.
Prepper Book Club, no quoting movies. It makes Hunter angry.
It's the swamp gas.
What you have seen was...
Yeah.
Hundreds claim to have seen it.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of 911 calls in this article.
On the Taconic Parkway, people pulled over to watch the object as it moved slowly on its path. One observer estimated it was as large as an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, they estimated this thing to be 200 to 400 meters across, or 200 to 400 yards wide. In a V shape. They said it was absolutely humongous. Patty S., you're absolutely right. And the things that they are capturing nowadays, compared to what they used to get video of, it immediately brings me to military technology that we know nothing about. Absolutely, hands down.
The stuff you're shown, what the rule of thumb is, the stuff that they show you is about 20 or more years old.
Oh, yeah. In some cases, 50 or more years old.
B-52 Stratobombers, like Stratofortress, whatever the thing's called, Ultra Bomber,
the big ones,
motherfucker 9000, whatever you call it. Those things, and 52 being the year it was commissioned and like decided they were going to build this thing, 1952. They still use them. They're still like, go to like
heavy bomber,
run up on the Russians and bomb them with nuclear weapons. Like even the F-22 Raptors and stuff. This is all like 1990s technology. You're shown that now. It's cutting edge now. 30 years old.
Oh yeah, they've been using this stuff for decades, without a doubt.
The M1A1 Abrams tanks are 1980s vintage. Most of like America's military backbone is 30, 40 years old.
Exactly.
The stuff you see flying around weird in the sky, guarantee you, before you look to aliens, look to your own government, look to your own tax dollars.
Kirsty Garner got kicked out of chat by UFOs. Yeah. Noodlehead, what's happening, my friend? How are you? Welcome. We are having a fantastic night. We were just talking about the UFOs that ravaged the Hudson Valley in the 80s.
If you don't have a cool discussion, is the idea that UFOs have been observed and recorded like throughout history.
Exactly.
People saw weird stuff flying around in the sky, and in some cases, like it wasn't comets, it wasn't meteors, it was what appeared
something
to be
else. Yeah.
And I don't know what you guys want to think about UFOs. Now, here we go. We're not going to go down some weird rabbit hole where all of a sudden Hudson Valley Permanent Survival is a bunch of alien abduction victims.
No. But things happen, man. Things happen. Has anybody out there ever had an episode of missing time where you lost time, right? Whether traveling or something weird happens and there's time missing, like a span of time, maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours.
I drove home one time, like looking in the rearview mirror, and then like realized that I felt like I'd been looking in the rearview mirror the whole time and not watching where I was going.
That's scary.
I just want to say,
preparedness has lost time.
It's because I see the Sasquatch word right there, and here's the thing: I'm just going to tell you about Sasquatch. If I ever see one, I'm going to do this cool thing where I pull out my phone and take a high definition
photo.
And then I'm going to beat it to death with a fucking
Rapture
hammer.
Ready says that's multiple personality disorders.
I'm going to beat it to death with a hammer and prove it for everyone. Sorry I had to be the asshole. Something.
Coffee says that's when they are probing you during the missing time. Kirsty says, yes, but I was drunk. Okay, that one you can... Witchy Girl says, I have not, but I want to. As a teen camping in Rosendale in the 80s. Driving home from Chicago, he lost 3 hours. Wow. That's interesting. Another
It's all Mandela effect. He's right. It's all Mandela effect. Like that motherfucker. You know who I'm talking about. Sinbad. Trying to tell me he didn't make that movie. He made that movie.
He did.
He made that movie. He ain't want to fess up to
Prepping
the fact
Mantis last
trash.
night lost 8 hours, totally blacked out. Yeah, well, when you're sleeping is one thing.
Yeah, watching Shazam while they erased your memory and trying to make you believe it didn't happen.
And losing time.
Every time you ever lost time, it was because you watched Shazam, and then Sinbad collaborated with the Illuminati
to say it wasn't real. It's not real.
Yeah, that didn't happen. I never even made that movie. The HE double hockey sticks, he didn't. I know y'all can't stand the profanity, but I get excited.
So I don't necessarily think that missing time has anything to do with UFOs. But I did have an experience once where I lost about an hour one evening. It was a short drive between my house and my friend's house. There was two of us in the car. We had went around a corner in the fog, and then it was the radio. We were listening to the radio, no fancy radios. This was ages ago where it was just AM, FM, right? Listening to the regular radio. And then the radio kind of like skipped, right? Went back. And so did we. We went back and around this corner almost twice. It felt like we went around the corner and all the hair on my arms started to stand up. And I looked at my buddy and I said, did that just happen to you too? He was like, oh yeah, that was really, really weird.
You know why I believe you? It's because you've told me this story before.
Yeah. They took you then. Hey, it might have been. But when we had gotten back to his house, it takes about 20 minutes between point A and point B. And it was about an hour and a half from the time that we left till we arrived, and we didn't stop anywhere. It was a straight drive. So we lost about an hour of our evening that night. So weird, man. Weird. Time warp or
it's so ironic. These folks have also lost about an hour of their evening tonight.
Yeah. So sorry about that, guys. But yeah.
Are we the aliens? Did we abduct you? Will we ever
for a
know?
whole hour.
Am I Sinbad telling you I was never in that movie? Will you ever know? Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you all so much for joining us tonight.
Good buddies, collaborators, whatever on tonight later?
I'm not sure, but keep an eye out for Angry Prepper. He's at the SHOT Show, and he put up some stuff this afternoon, and it was immediately taken down by the YouTube
some new,
overlords.
Like militaristic, like vaccination clinic. SHOT Show, like sounded to me like just like, come here.
Yeah, but Angry's out at the SHOT Show, so take a peek for it. They yanked one of his videos down. He said it was because of the music in the background. They copyrighted him for it because he was walking through these different venues and there was music playing all over the place. And they got him on the stupid music shit, and literally took his stuff down. So keep an eye out for him when he goes live. Check it. And really cool, man. The place is absolutely freaking humongous. I watched his walkthrough this afternoon. It is huge. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
This was a fun one. I had a lot of good time with all of you.
Tomorrow night.
Big hearts and birthday cakes.
We all going down Wednesday.
We all go down Wednesday.
We got some decent stuff tonight, but tomorrow.
We all go down Wednesday.
That's right.
You guys, thanks for coming by. We love you.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah, don't forget to do all those fancy things, guys. Really helps out the channel, gives us a leg up against the algorithmic overlords.
Everybody, go ahead and subscribe to everybody.
Yeah, if you got a channel, subscribe, share it. Let me know you got a channel. I'll come subscribe. I enjoy everybody's content. I do a little bit of everything.
I'm snobbish. I don't enjoy anyone's content.
Not even ours. No. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow.